Hello everyone and welcome back for another video. I hope you're having a good day and it just continues to get better. We're going to do a Coca Cola inspired look today. You can find pictures of that on my Instagram, and I really wanted to create a nice calm environment where I can really explain to you guys in detail how I do this look. So it's going to be a little different than the other videos I have done in the past. Now I'm starting off with the Glam Glow 60 seconds mask to really prep our skin and to really create a perfect base. And what this mask does is it oxidizes, it starts to bubble, and I'm going to show you this right here. Just listen. As you can really hear and see, it is really bubbling, really oxidizing. It makes for a very fun and hydrating mask. As you can see, my skin is glowing, it is nice, it is ready for the next step, which is a Makeup Revolution Gold Elixir Primer Oil. I don't know if you guys can really tell, but it has gold flakes in it, and it is just a very moisturizing and priming oil. It is a part of the new Makeup Revolution skincare line, and I think it's a really good thing that Makeup Revolution finally come out with some skincare products instead of just makeup. Now the second product you see behind here is the Makeup Revolution Skincare Hydration Boost, and I don't know what's going on with my skin lately, but it's been really having some dry patches, and this clears that up magically. It's amazing. I promise that we're going to get into the fun stuff in just 1 second. Last step of priming, the Berry M Flawless Primer for all skin types. It really creates kind of a barrier for my skin. Anything else, I start priming my eyes with the LA Girl Pro Coverage HD Foundation. I use the white shade. I don't know if it really has a name, but that's the one I use because we're going for a very colorful, very pigmented look, and because I have a darker skin complexion, I like to lift that up with the white foundation. Now we're going to get into the OPT Beauty Rainbow Splash palette, and we're going to dip into the color Storm, which is a nice deep red color. I'm going to apply that into my crease with my Real Techniques 305 shadow brush from the Brush Crush line. Now with that same color and the Real Techniques Essential Crease Brush, we're going to add that to the lower lash line to make it a whole look. Now I'm taking the Makeup Revolution 1 Million palette in this nice dark plum color. Really gonna focus this color into the crease to create more depth into our look. And I'm using the Real Technique Essential Crease Brush to do this. So now it's time to cut that crease. I'm going to do that with the LA Girl Pro White Foundation we used before to prime the lid, and just a regular everyday concealer brush, a small one, a precise one with rounded off hairs at the top. I'm going to start off by just following my natural lid line. Then I look up, and that way I define a guideline for a cut crease, which is very well visible at the end of the look, and it's durable because it's not in the actual hole of our eye. Then, following the guideline, I work it up into a wing because that's something I really like to do. I fill in the cut crease area, and that's pretty much it. Now it's time to fill in our cut crease. Using a regular flat eyeshadow brush, and I'm going with the Makeup Revolution It's So Extra Spice palette and the color Infinity, and I apply that to the inner corner of the cut crease. You really want to make sure that you don't go over the cut crease that you just made, not over that line, because then you would undo all the hard work you just did. After that, I go in with a different eyeshadow brush and the color 21 from the same palette. I really focus that on the center of the lid, and I blend very carefully the glittery color and the matte color we're using right now together. You don't want to do that too much, or else you're going to get too much glitter in your matte and it's going to be a whole other mess and it's just not going to look as good. That's also the reason I use two different brushes, one for matte shades and one for shimmery shades. Now lastly, I go in with the color Enchanted from that same palette and apply that to the outer corner and wing of my cut crease. One last tip, make sure to blend the transitions together and it's all gonna look flawless. Unfortunately, something happened to the footage of me actually applying the eyeliner. You see me mixing here, that's why that's not in the video. I'm really sorry about that, but I thought I could at least show you guys how I mix my eyeliner. I just use a liquid lipstick and that white foundation we used before. This step is very self-explanatory. You just wipe off all the excess primer and excess fallout that is around your eyeshadow artwork, so you can just get ready for the next step. Also, you want to use your blending brush you've been using before to blend out the edges you just cleaned up. Now it's time for some lashes, and I went for literally dramatic lashes. I'm using the Eyeliner dramatic lashes today because I thought we're doing a very extra look with a lot of colors and a lot of brightness. Why not pop on a dramatic lash as well? Next up, color correction. I'm using LA Girl Pro Orange Concealer because, girl, these bags, they ain't designer and we gotta work them away. Also, I have hyperpigmentation on my upper lip, which makes it look like I have a permanent mustache, which I don't, but I don't want it to look like that, so we're just color correcting that away, girl. Now it's time for some foundation, and today we're going to use a new foundation. We're going to use a Makeup Revolution Fast Base foundation. It is seriously amazing. It is super creamy, it is high coverage, and it is cheap, people. It's like, I think I paid €3 for this, and it's really good, and it covers so fast and you don't have to do a lot of work to make it work. I'm using a blending sponge from Real Techniques. It's from their Brush Crush collection, just like the other brushes and some more brushes you're gonna see in this video. It's a super cute sponge and it works really good. I did not dampen the sponge. When I work with cream products, I tend to use the sponge dry. I like the way it blends like that more. I use this foundation in the color F13 and I think it's an amazing match. Now it's time to highlight our face. I'm going to start off with the Makeup Revolution Define and Conceal Concealer in the shade C9. I blend that with the Real Techniques Miracle Sculpting Sponge. Also, this I blend dry. I don't dampen the sponge because even though I love this Makeup Revolution concealer, it does not work well with a damp sponge. You're going to take away product and it's not going to look good. Blend it with a dry sponge, it works a lot better. And after I've done blending my eyes, I apply the W7 Banana Powder with just a regular sponge, because I feel like if I blend everything first and then start adding banana powder, my under eyes are already creasing, because that's something that happens super fast. So to prevent too much creasing, I first focus on my eyes and setting them. Then I blend the rest of my highlight and blend the rest of the concealer, and then I add banana powder to those areas as well. Now it's time to contour. We're going to do that with the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Concealer in the shade C14. I apply it to my cheeks, the side of my nose, and my forehead, because let's be honest, like makeup tutorials always says, it's more said than head. Then I'm going to use the Real Techniques Miracle Mini Eraser Sponge, and I'm going to blend it. And especially on my cheeks, I'm going to blend it downwards, because you want to keep that nice sharp line, but you don't want it to look harsh. You want it to look nice and blended. Same goes for my nose. I also round it out to the tip of my nose and more to the sides. I blend it out to the sides towards my cheeks more, so it's not harsh, it's nice and blended. Now using the Balm Take Home the Bronze in shade Greg Bronzing Powder and the Real Techniques 303 contouring brush from the Brush Crush collection, I start adding that bronzer to where I put the liquid contour before. I also add some of that bronzer to my jawline to make it really pop. Then to set the rest of my face, I use the LA Girl Pro HD setting powder and the 306 Kabuki brush from Real Techniques, also from the Brush Crush collection, to really set the leftover part of my face. Now it's time to give myself some brows. Using a precision brush and the Deborah Milano liquid lipstick, I start at the beginning of my brow. I'm going to aim for an ombre effect, so I'm going to be using the dark brown eyebrow wax from the Makeup Revolution eyebrow palette that I usually use, and an angled brush for the tail end of my brow. And I'm going to set that with a brow powder, the darkest brow powder of that same palette. And this way I'm trying to create an ombre from the red to the dark. Now I'm going to go for a nice lip color, and I'm just going to start off with that same Deborah Milano, that bright red color I also used on my eyebrows, and I'm going to go for a nice ombre effect. So I'm going to, in the corners, I'm going to add the LA Splash Lip Couture in the color Vampire and blend it together with a nice lip, just a regular lip brush. When you're done blending and you're satisfied with the result, you could, this is optional, this is just preference wise, I really wanted to go for a shiny lip this time. So I used the Essence Holo Wow lip topper, and I don't really know what shade name it is, but it's just a really nice white one. It gives a really nice gloss with a nice little shimmer in it, and it was just perfect for this look. To make sure that the color of the lipstick, which is red, and the color of the lip topper, which is translucent / white, does not mix, I add the lip topper on the back of my hand first and then take from there. I add it on the brush then, and then I go on my lips, so it never mixes. So I take my Real Techniques face brush, the 300 one, and the Kabuki brush to really give it a final blend and make everything come together. Now, using the Real Techniques medium shadow brush and the color Storm from the OBV Rainbow Splash palette, I start creating a blushing effect. I'm going to apply this color under my eyes, cheekbones, and over my nose. And when you're doing this, you want to make sure that you do pack in that color really nicely and really well, but you want to keep going back and forth in the same areas to make sure that it's blended, to make sure that it looks like a gradient and it doesn't look like a big red harsh stripe along your face. Now for one of the last steps of this look, just to give it a little more fun and extra feel to it, I decided to do some white freckles. So what I did is I took that same LA Girl white foundation that we used before and a precision brush, and I started drawing on freckles, just little smaller and bigger ones. Just do that however you feel like, how much you want, whatever, it's your choice. And I decided to go for bigger ones, little ones, and really just go all over the place. I decided I also wanted some little freckles above my eyebrow, so in the triangle shape I added a little bit more red color on there, and I started adding some freckles there. Then, to make it look more natural and less harsh, I took that same eyeshadow brush and I went over, just dabbing over those freckles. And then, to give it a finished effect, to really highlight some of those freckles, I went in again with the white foundation.